lots of thoughts trying to come out at the same time. But,
The two main parties, they've got no business experience, no track record of success on their respective front benches. So we've got a track record of getting things done, making things happen, growing successful businesses, and we will not stand for those sort of hurdles being put in our way. So yes, there needs to be fundamental reform of some of those issues you've just mentioned, particularly the civil service. They don't run the country, they're not elected to run the country.
unless you sack them, how do you change
And
them?
bluntly, that is it. Unless they understand they're either going to do what the elected government say they're going to do, or yes, they absolutely will be fired. We will not stand for these people putting blockages in a way. So they've got a choice to make. Either they work with us, and we need to bring more successful people from the outside. If they're not going to work with us, we will fire them. We will bring in people from the private sector. We will get things done. We will not tolerate those sort of blockages put in our way. The British people are sick and tired of civil servants thinking they run the country. They don't. They're there to do the job that the elected ministers instruct them to do, and if they don't do it, they're in breach of contract. Fire them.
One key role of the civil service is to implement government policy. It's the machine that keeps the economy and society functioning. It also operates under a different set of rules compared to those in government. Now, Trump has been trying to reshape the civil service to suit him, and Reform UK is literally telling us they want to copy this approach. However, there are serious issues with such an idea. Both major parties in the UK have little to absolutely fuck all of business experience or a track record of success among their front benchers. But it's just a ridiculous comparison, isn't it? Running a government is vastly different from running a business. The government should be about the people, and the business is just about profits. Reform UK's rhetoric about getting things done, they say they've got a track record of success in business and that they won't stand for any obstacles being put in their way. They claim that the civil service doesn't run the country. They don't have the right to block the elected government's plans, but this is where it gets tricky. If civil servants refuse to follow orders, they argue, they should be fired, he says. But this ignores the complexities of government functions. If Reform UK government were to, for example, implement a policy to stop the boat and dump people in France, they'd want people in the administration who would support that. But if civil servants don't agree or refuse to follow through, they'll just replace them. But who are they replacing them with? It also brings up major problems. First of all, you're replacing people with years of experience in government with individuals who likely have no experience or fuck all. Civil servants are accountable, and if politicians want to force them to break laws or international agreements, it's the civil service that will bear the consequences, not the politicians. For example, when Priti Patel or Swell Brabham talked about using the Navy to turn back boats, they ignored the fact that members of the armed forces are not willing to break international law. They'd be the ones facing court-martial or a tribunal, not the politician. The idea is nothing more than pandering to right-wing voters. Reform UK promises to implement their policies and sack any civil servants who disagree, replacing them with people who would do as they're told. Puppets! But this fundamentally misunderstands how government works. If these people do as they're told and break the law, they're screwed. So let's get back to the original point. Anybody arguing that business experience is enough to run the government clearly doesn't understand how the government functions or what the government is actually for. So let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Jake from Just Jake. As always, follow the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you're feeling really friendly, feel free to buy me a metaphorical beer. Not an actual one, because that would be naughty. See you next time. Thank you for watching. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.